Our next guest is one of the most Emmy-nominated actors in history. Did you hear that part? Christine Baranski is her name. The award-winning performer is celebrating her 16th nomination for the hit Max series, The Gilded Age. This show is so good. It's also nominated for Best Drama. For the first time, the series takes place in the late 19th century during a boom time for New York millionaires. Baranski plays Agnes Van Ryn, a grande dame of old money New York. Christine joins us first on CBS Mornings, and we welcome you. We're so excited about this show.
So am I, and I'm so excited it got an Emmy nomination.
Big news.
Our first, and my first for The Gilded Age. And what can I say? I'm just so lucky to be in a show that is so fantastically produced.
But they called it addictive, over-the-top escapism, and pure gold.
Well, it's like an elegant soap opera, isn't it? I mean, Julian Fellows, he wrote Downton Abbey, so this is his American version, and he knows so much about American history. And it weaves American history in and out of the lives of these characters. So it's historically accurate and yet the characters live in a fictional world. Mm-hmm. And, it's, cast of characters, all of them Broadway trained actors, so it's a fantastic ensemble.
Those are your homies, you could say.
Yeah. So many Tony Awards.
Yes.
In one makeup trailer,
yes.
There's like 10 Tony Awards.
Well, your character, Agnes Van Ryn, is, on one hand, incredibly traditional, but on the other, incredibly progressive, too. I mean, it's very unusual to see a character like that, especially set at this era of American history. What did you think when you first read the script?
Oh, I thought she was just such an authority figure and a bastion of certitude. So it's wonderful to play someone that strong. I always said to Julian, she's a walking declarative sentence. She just assumes everything she says is right. And so often, she proves to be right. She warns her niece that this guy is no good, and he turns out to be no good. And she has a real deep sense of moral rectitude in the way that old money class had a sense of tradition and rectitude, but they didn't show off their money. They thought it was in bad taste. So she's absolutely horrified by this nouveau riche coming in, and the Gilded Age was all about showing off your wealth.
Yes.
And so she's, you see this woman who, her world, it's starting to crack. She's starting to melt, and that's always fun to play.
But that's part of the fun of your character, I think, yes. Christine, because the lines, I know it's the writing, I get the writing, but it's also the delivery.
It is the delivery.
It is the delivery. We pulled a couple of your doozies that I think, roll tape.
Oh, okay.
You were allowed the pure and tranquil life of a spinster. I was not.
I'm very grateful.
So you should be. While I am struggling, trying to hold back the tide of vulgarians that threatens to engulf us, I feel like King Canute.
Do you like Mrs. Astor?
Ooh, that's like saying, do you like rain? She is a fact of life that we must live with.
No, one of my favorites is you said, I see you have mistaken this for a discussion when I'm simply giving an order. That's one of my favorites. What's it
you
like?
Can use that.
Oh, I know.
You can use
honestly,
that.
I actually thought, I can't wait to use that line on somebody.
I think she's reached a certain point in her life, which I have as well, where no apologies. Excuse me, this is how I think, this is how I feel. No is a complete sentence.
Yes.
And yet, in this new season, there's a vulnerable side to Agnes, right?
Oh.
The family fortune was almost lost. You had to develop another dimension to the character. Change is drama. How did you do so?
Well, it's part of my job to make that happen. But what's wonderful is in season 1, she is so firmly established as this, very, very authoritative character that then by season 2, when you see her having to accept her sister's marriage and love and having to comfort her sister and be there for her sister, you see the interior life of that character. She's a slow reveal, but it's worth the wait, isn't it?
Yeah.
No, I love, too, that one of the co-stars, Louisa Jacobson, is Meryl Streep's daughter. We know that. And she said she was at first terrified and intimidated to act alongside you. What did you think when you heard that? Because I would think Meryl Streep would be intimidated. I know it's different when it's your mom. But what did you think when you heard Meryl Streep's daughter is intimidated to act alongside you? That would make me feel pretty good.
The thing is, as an actor, I tend to, in between takes, to kind of stay in character, which is not to say that I'm mean to everybody or that I'm aggressive.
I like that.
Get me more coffee.
I like that. I like that it would make Gayle feel good to terrify and intimidate. If he makes you feel better, Vlad and I are very frightened.
No, I would take no, Tony. I meant I would take that as a compliment.
A compliment.
That's what. Yeah, that's what I meant.
And I mean as such. We're very worried now.
Stop it.
It's okay.
Stop it. But you know what I mean.
I know.
I was touched by that. Is what I'm trying to say.
I was kind of flattered because I thought, well, that's my job, is to intimidate her. She comes into my household, and you know she's not necessarily welcomed by me. So it's
Christine. This next comment will not be
cheering
welcome.
you on.
My necessary job is to end the show at this commercial break. Thank you very much for being here.
Christine.
Season 2, The Gilded Age, available to stream on Max. We'll see you tomorrow on CBS Mornings.